Hello everyone, Mr. Drybones here. Hot off of a retro pickup, which if you haven't watched that video, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description. Yesterday I went out and I actually did a retro pickup live for the first time. It was pretty fun, and I'll probably be doing that again every Monday. Why Monday? Because that's when I'm off from work. Anyway, so today, as promised, we're going to be looking at Tetris Attack, and specifically all three versions of Tetris Attack that were released in the US, although I don't know if release is the right word. It doesn't really matter. For the sake of this video, we're going to look at these three versions of the game. We're going to look at the Game Boy version of Tetris Attack, the Super Nintendo version, and the, we'll call it a remaster Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, which actually has all three. All three. It's actually just the Game Boy version, colorized and filled with Pokemon. It's actually a really good game. You can actually get it on the 3DS eShop, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So as you see, we got all three games. I got them all with the boxes. I'm going to grab the box for Tetris Attack first. Hopefully everything doesn't actually... I'm going to do that because I don't want everything to just fall over. So we got the box for the original Tetris Attack on Super Nintendo, and I'm pretty sure this box is a repo, but I really can't tell completely because there's no apostrophe by the S here, but I don't know. Who knows? But it's a two-player Tetris game, and there's a quick look at it if you've never played Tetris Attack, which you can actually play right now on the Switch if you have the Nintendo Online service. So not much to look at. It's an interesting game. Really, really good puzzle game. I mean, I played the heck out of this on Super Nintendo when it first came out, like every day, hours on end. Very addictive puzzle game. And even playing with friends was a lot of fun. It's a classic. It's a classic. The Super Nintendo one, I definitely recommend checking out, even if it's the Japanese version, Panel de Pawn, which you can, like I said, you can play on the Switch right now. I needed a drink. Pardon me. Very unprofessional. Where was I? And we got the manual for it too. I don't have the complete box for the Game Boy one because it was cheaper to buy it without it. Not much to see in here. This book is pretty much just a straightforward, how do you play the game and everything. I like that. There's somebody, I think that's a password. I didn't notice that when I first got this game. This is my second copy of it actually. I've got my own copy that I grew up with, but this one was a complete listing on eBay. It was like $30, and I figured why the heck not. So how to play, I'll talk about that when we actually play it. The Super Nintendo one and the Game Boy one is very different. The Game Boy one, you can't have the two screens, the versus mode, you can't have two screens on at once, so, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. So you can't have two screens on there at once, but you can, you'll see. So you can't have that kind of setup, but you can have the computer still attack you and everything. And one thing that's interesting is the characters are the wrong colors. So Froggy should be green, and Naval Piranha has their colors reversed. So I don't know. Hopefully I didn't spend $30 on a counterfeit manual in a box, but if I did, I did. What can I say? So two-player game modes, and then how to improve at the game and all that stuff. It's a very easy to play. It's a simple match 3 puzzle game, and then we get the Pokemon Puzzle League or Puzzle Challenge. They did do Puzzle League on the Nintendo 64, which we're not going to look at today. That'll do as a separate video. But Pokemon Puzzle Challenge was released around the same time for Game Boy, and it's the exact same game as the Tetris Attack for Game Boy, but it's colorized and it's got Pokemon. If you like Pokemon Gold and Silver, it's really good. And this game you can get on the eShop for the Nintendo 3DS. I think it's $5. It's worth it. It's a really, really good puzzle game. And you'll see why shortly. Now, the manual on this game I like a little bit more because it's actually got some really neat artwork. So it's got like unique Pokemon artwork for the Tetris Attack. So you got Centrant there, one of the coolest Pokemon. You got one over here where Steelix is getting crushed by a garbage brick. What else we got in here? You can go poor Cyndaquil getting bonked in the head, which is ironic because blocks don't really fall in this game. Well, a little bit, but you'll see. Totodile. I really like the artwork on this kind of stuff. Really neat promotional artwork, and more of the same. This is just really explaining how to play. This book is a little bit thicker than the Super Nintendo one, although it's probably simply because it's half the size. Half the size, double the thickness. Extra thick. It's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. You got your Meryl on there. That one's pretty nice. But it's a really neat game. They have all the same modes shared between them, regular, single player versus computer versus another player, training mode, puzzle mode. Puzzle mode is pretty good and robust. The only thing I don't like about it, at least with the... I don't know if it's on the Super Nintendo one, because I never really played puzzle that much, but on the Game Boy one, halfway through puzzle mode, you got to do a special battle, and if you lost, you just kept going. If you won, you also kept going, but the difference was if you lost, you couldn't go back and try again. You'd have to start up a whole new file. It was really kind of weird. Oh, that's a nice one with Blossom. So really nice artwork. I mean, this book is almost worth it just for the artwork. And one thing that's also different with the Pokemon one, to my knowledge, is by completing certain conditions, you can actually unlock special Pokemon wallpapers, which you can just look at, but it's pretty neat to see either way. This I've had for a few years. I actually really like this game. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug in the games. We'll start with the Super Nintendo Tetris Attack, which I'll probably show at the end of the video. Or maybe at the beginning, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Probably do that one first, though, because I already have the Super Nintendo hooked up. Why do I have the Super Nintendo hooked up? Well, that's because I've been playing Illusion of Gaia on Twitch, which is actually a really good game. I'll feature it on here as soon as I'm done with it. But for now, let's go ahead and stick the game in and get started. Okay, so here we are, Tetris Attack for the Super Nintendo. So, I'm not sure if this is going to be the first or the last segment. I think I'm going to do it first. So, as you can see, it's a Yoshi puzzle game. In Japan, this game had original characters. What was her name? Lip. And, it's the exact same game, except they got a Yoshi coat of paint. So you've got your one player, your two player, how to play, how to get better, and then options. Nothing really, to write home about down here. For two-player game, you've got time trial to compete for the highest score, or you can fight against each other, which is fun. It's a really good game. It's a really competitive multiplayer game too. Single player, you've got endless mode, just like in Tetris, where the blocks keep coming until you get a game over. Time trial, where you have 2 minutes to finish a stage. Stage clear, where you just how does stage clear work? I believe you have to clear the bricks until you get underneath a line to move on. Puzzle mode is there's a series of bricks and you have a limited number of moves to clear the bricks, and you have to get rid of all of them in a single, in like 2 or 3 turns. It varies. And then versus, which is where you play against the CPU. So you know what, actually let's go into stage clear real quick. We'll set up a new game. So 5 stages each. After round 4 you do a special round against Bowser. Yoshi, I don't need your hints. Although I haven't played in a while, so I might be a little bit rusty. But I actually really like this game. I think Nintendo of America, or I guess Nintendo in general, did a really good job of putting it all together. So you can raise your stack with the trigger buttons, and the object is to line up 3 in one go to make them disappear. So we're gonna see if we can set up a ×2 here. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little rusty. I haven't played this game in a while. It's really good. You can get, if you play it enough, you'll get really good at this game, and you'll be beating your friends in seconds. Something like this. The object is just to get it until you find it. There's the clear line, so the object is to simply get it below the clear line. Let's see. Where else can I... Nice. And you don't need to, as long as you get them underneath the line, you're all good to go. It's a really, good puzzle game. There's your password, and you just keep going to the next one. It just keeps going until you finish all 5 stages. We're not going to do that. We're going to jump into the... Here we go. We're going to jump into a versus mode, so let's go back. Versus... So you can set your game mode, easy, normal, and hard. When you're first starting out, stick with easy. As you get better, you can move up. And then when you get up to once you finish the game on hard, you get additional difficulties, which you can do by, I think it's holding down like R and pressing A or something like that. Doesn't matter. We'll play it on hard for the sake of example here. So the very background on here is exactly the same from panel to pawn, but they changed the little islands the characters are on. So the story of this puzzle game is Bowser's using his magic to make a rain that is brainwashing Yoshi's friends. Or something like that, I don't know. That's the gist of what I got from reading Yoshi's little blurb here. Let's go ahead and hop into the first round. So instead of being fairies, you fight different enemies from Yoshi's Island. So this game came out after Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, and it takes a lot of inspiration from that. And that's not a bad thing, because that was a really good game, and there's a lot of characters in it. So this is what the typical versus mode looks like. You and your opponent have your own stack. By making stacks of 4 or more, you'll send garbage over to your opponent's side that they have to deal with and get rid of. So I dropped one on Lackey 2 there. And let's see, here we go. Set up a nice 6 times 2. I'm okay at the game. Hard mode, I should be able to get through a stage or two. Let's do that. I remember playing this with one of my friend's older brothers whenever we all got together, and boy, his brother was really good at it, but we would play and the matches would go on for like 10, 12 minutes, and the game speeds up over time. So the longer you play like regular Tetris Attack, the faster it goes, and man, it was getting crazy fast. And the one thing I was always really good at was clearing out my garbage. I think we got Lackey 2 just about wrapped up here. Let's raise my stack up. And an important trick is to make sure that you keep, well, I should say keep, but try and make sure you have your outs, because one helpful thing that you need is when you do a 4 or more, your stack will stop rising. And if it stops rising, you can do that to align your blocks. It'll stop if you hit the L or R buttons, but it's a good way to just pause everything. So you can collect yourself. We'll go to the next stage. Mr. Bumpy and, what's his name? I think it's Dr. Freezegood. The characters you rescue, too, in single player, you can't use them right away, but when you get to the end game, you can actually unlock these characters and you can play as them to fight the boss characters. There is a code you can put in as well. You can probably find it on GameFAQs, and that code will let you use them on the regular stages too. However, if you get a game over, you lose that character for the rest of your playthrough. Not a horrible fate, but it can, it kind of stinks. Oh geez, gotta make sure I got it out here. Oops. I want to set up a nice ×2 in there. The problem with playing one of these games while I talk and try and do the commentary is I gotta focus on 2 things at once. It's probably good for my brain, though, to actually have to work a little bit. The Game Boy one is vastly different, and you'll see what I mean when we get into it, but instead of having both stacks, you just have your own stack, and the opponent has a HP meter and a power meter. The HP meter goes down as you do a 4 line or above, and their power meter will go up, and depending on the difficulty, the power meter for them to launch their own attacks increases exponentially depending on what difficulty you set it for. So it's really, really neat. Yeah, Bumpty and Dr. Freezegood. That's a great name for a snowman. He's free! Nice. We'll do one more stage, and then we'll move into the Game Boy games, huh? I got the GameCube sitting here. I'm gonna try and we'll hook that up, and we'll show them off on the Game Boy player. Let's see if we can't set up a nice... I'd like to get a nice combo here. I saw one, but I couldn't quite set it up. Yeah, there we go. The big trick in Tetris Attack is just make sure that you are... make sure that you're trying to get those big combos. Getting a ×2 or ×3 can really stack up on your opponent's brick. Well, your opponent's stack. You know what I mean. On the Game Boy one, it's a lot easier to just slide bricks into a combo while you're moving the stack around. Let's see. And clearing garbage is a good way to set up a quick multiple combo. So let's see here. We'll erase this one. We'll see if we can get something ×2 on here. Any circles around now? Darn. Yeah. Messed up my darn stack. Here we go, we'll set up a nice ×2 with the ×4. And if you're curious to try this game for yourself, it's available on the Switch right now with the Nintendo Online service. Highly recommend it. Yeah, there we go. Poochie has been soundly defeated. And I really appreciate all the artwork, because this is all new artwork. If you play this one on the Switch, you're going to see the Japanese version, and it's all different artwork for the backgrounds and the character sprites and everything. So it's really nice that Nintendo took the time to make this into its own game. And it's really a shame, because I really like this series. And they've done, newer versions of it. They've done Puzzle League. They've done, I think they just call it Puzzle League now. They had it on the 3DS. They had it on the DS. But the thing is, on those versions, they don't have any, I call it personality. Like the Yoshi Coat of Paint, the Pokemon Coat of Paint, they're not there. It's just kind of a static puzzle game, which is fine in theory, but they just lack personality, and without that, they feel kind of stagnant when you play them. If you've ever played the DS version, or even the Game Boy Advance version, it just doesn't feel the same. So, okay, so this is enough of the Super Nintendo Tetris Attack. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the GameCube, put in the Game Boy player, and we will check out the Game Boy version of this game, and then we'll end it with the Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. So, hey, stick around, and we'll move on to the next game. Hello, and I'm back. Sorry for the slight delay. I had to get my Game Boy connected, so I'm playing this on the Game Boy player. Let's see, can I light it? Let's see, which do I want? We'll do it regular. We'll do it proportioned, right? So I want to get my Game Boy Advance. We're playing this on the Game Boy player. If you watched the last video, I've got my orange Game Boy Advance, and that's where we're connected. So, it's the same game. You've got your endless time trial, stage clear, puzzle, and then versus computer. You saw on the title screen, you can actually choose 2-player if you want to. Really, good way to play the game. You'll need a link cable for the 2-player. And that's going to work very similar to the Super Nintendo game, except you're going to have your own bar. But all the modes are largely the same. So you got your stage clear again. We'll do a quick stage clear. Start a new game here. The artwork is actually pretty good. I mean, look at that sprite work. I guess it's because it's big, but it looks just very similar to the Super Nintendo one. We'll skip what Yoshi has to say. I really don't care that much. So you've got your little sprite there in the corner. Let me see now. Okay. B button raises your stack. And one thing I really like about this game is it's got some of the songs from Yoshi's Island, but they're really nice 8-bit renditions. It works very, very well. I had this game on Game Boy growing up. I was one of the, Game Boy game I bought with my birthday money one year, and it's a really, it's a great puzzle game, really good time waster. Definitely something that works well in the Game Boy Color. And I'm pretty sure if you've got a, a Super Game Boy, you can actually play the game with special borders and everything too, which is great. So just as before, we just got to get our stack a little bit, just below that line. The Game Boy version is a little bit easier for setting up combos, and I say that without setting up a combo on video, but that's neither here nor there. You're just going to have to take my word for it. You see, it's a little bit slower than the Super Nintendo one, but yeah, you can see it's pretty easy to line up your bricks. So let's go ahead and finish this stage. Nice. It's a good game. It's really good. And you can't cheat either. If you pause it, the stack disappears. Well, let's go ahead and do versus computer so I can show you some of the other differences. So on versus com, it's the same game. I'm going to set it for hard again. So same backgrounds. Color's a little bit different on the sprites, but doesn't really matter. So same story. Bowser is using his magic to turn his friends against Yoshi and using magic rain, I guess. So, like I said, you've got 2 bars down there. You get the HP, which is how strong your opponent is. When that drops down to 0, you've won. And when the POW meter, the PW meter, goes up to full, they're going to launch an attack against you. So you're just going to make a large stack here. Let's see, I'll set up a ×2. Oh, this is going to be a ×3. There we go. So that'd take off a big chunk of his health. But, you know, for Game Boy puzzle games, you know, except for maybe the original Tetris, you're not going to see much better than this. And one other thing I would recommend is if you are interested in this game at all, I'd say go ahead and track down a copy, because this game is going to be, you know, kind of rare one day. And I say that because it's probably never going to get a re-release. Not outside the Pokemon versions anyway, because it's got the Tetris name on it. It was licensed. And the creator of Tetris doesn't like the game because it uses Tetris's name. Not because the game's bad, but because he feels, you know, he felt that the game didn't have its own identity because it used Tetris Attack, which is unfortunate. In other words, he liked the game and he thought it was great, he just wished it didn't use Tetris's name. And I do too, because then maybe we'd get a re-release. That's why Nintendo released the Japanese version and not the US version. Because, you know, they can't, they don't have the license for Tetris Attack, so they have to rebrand the game as Yoshi's Puzzle League or something like that. Which I wouldn't be against. If they made a new one, you know, just slapped Yoshi on it, I'd be down for that. Alright, let's see if we can't finish Lackey 2 off here. Oh gosh, I need 3. There we go. Oh god, I'm gonna lose. Oops. Oh, talking too much, couldn't focus. I like the game over screen. The Super Nintendo one's a bit smoother. On the Super Nintendo one, bricks drop on his head. And they actually animated it so his head smushes when he gets hit by a brick. Not completely smushes like cartoon smushes. Alright, we'll try again. I want to beat the stage. I will try a little bit harder this time. I might be a little bit more quiet, but I'm going to try harder. Yeah. 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 Aw. I double tapped it and I messed up this combo. Trick is just make sure you're watching your stack. Don't let it get out of control. There we go. That's a big hit. So yeah, like I said, it's much easier to make combos on this one than the Super Nintendo one. Yeah, I won. First try. You all saw it on my first try. Now this game doesn't have as many characters to unlock. It has 8, and I think the Super Nintendo one had 12? Because I don't think this is... Yeah, it goes right to Poochie, so no Bumpy and Mr. Freeze good. Oh well. But hey, yeah, this is the Game Boy version of Tetris Attack. I highly recommend it. If you can track down a copy, yeah, it's a pretty cheap game right now. At the time of this recording, you can probably get it for maybe 10-15 bucks. I recommend it. It's not going to get a re-release. You know, if you got a Super Game Boy, I'm pretty sure it's a Super Game Boy compatible game. But it's definitely worth a play. Let's take a look at the Game Boy, or excuse me, the Game Boy Color version Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. And you can see the differences. You're going to see just how similar the game really is. Yeah, let's get into it. So, be right back. So here we are, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. So this was a clear cartridge Game Boy Color game, as you saw, so it's a full Game Boy Color, only works on Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, or obviously the Game Boy Player. Very similar to the other game. You know, single player, multiplayer, training mode, controls, records, options. Records is pretty neat because... Oh, whoops. Let me put that. Where's options? Is it here? Yeah, there we go, gallery. So you can actually open up the gallery, and depending on what you've unlocked, you can unlock extra scenes. This is not in the Game Boy Tetris version, you know, the Yoshi version. And these are pretty nice. I would like to see these come back as wallpapers. And you even get to hear the music for each stage, too. Really nice Pokemon renditions. I mean, the original Pokemon games, you know, Red, Blue, Gold, and Silver were all 8-bit anyway, but these are really nice. You know, these are for the 8 gym leaders. And we'll see why this is relevant in just a minute. Whitney, that was the bane of a lot of kids' existence back in the Gold and Silver days. Everybody hated Whitney. Not the character, but they hated battling her, Morty. Yeah, I was gonna make a Rick and Morty joke, but forget it. And then other ones that you can unlock by doing certain things. So doing, like, suspending your game. This one is, I think, when you get a game over. And then completing puzzle mode, I think. So let's go into one player, and same mode. So you got endless mode, challenge mode against computer, times trial, line clear, puzzle mode, and then garbage mode where the game just drops garbage on you at certain intervals. It's pretty neat. That's, I think, the only difference between this one and the Yoshi version. So we're going to go into line clear real quick. Is it line clear? Yeah. So I've already cleared it, so we're going to start a new game. So you've got your, different rounds, just like the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy one. Between rounds 4 and 5, I think it's 4 and 5. No, 3 and 4. You have to fight Morty in a difficult level 50 speed battle. And if you beat him, you get a whole bunch of points. If you lose, you don't lose anything, but you can't battle him again unless you go through the puzzle mode a second time, which is kind of annoying. But as you can see, it's exactly like the one on Game Boy, except colorized. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, all we're trying to do is try and clear the line here. Whoops. Oh, this'll work. We'll set up a ×2 with a 4. Yeah, if you're into puzzle games at all, Tetris Attack in general is just a great game to play. This'll be a nice combo. There we go. The way you unlock characters, and I'm sorry for making those smacking sounds, I just do it by... I don't do it on purpose, I promise. If you've been watching my videos for a little while, you probably noticed that. I apologize. Anyway, let's go to challenge mode. So challenge mode is the gym leader challenge. So we're going to start a new game, or erase the old one, I don't really care. We'll set it for hard. So the way this game works is you're doing the gym leader. It's basically the story from Gold and Silver. You're playing as Silver, what's his name, Gold, and you're going to do the 8 gyms and then the Elite 4. When you start the game, you only get to start with your 3 main Pokemon. So Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita. You unlock more Pokemon by meeting certain conditions, and usually those are like doing a ×4 chain before you reach the 8th gym. And then you'll get a bonus battle, and if you win that battle, you'll unlock an extra character. If you lose, you don't lose anything, you just move on to the next battle. If you lose against the gym leader, though, you do lose your Pokemon. It faints and it's gone for the rest of your playthrough. But you can always start over, nothing big to lose. So let's see, this is going to be against, what's his name, against Faulkner. So he uses flying type, so we're going to use an electric type. Not that it matters. Types don't matter, don't worry about it. So in this one, you don't get the POW meter to see when your opponent's going to attack you. You just get their HP meter. B button raises my stack. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Yeah, this one is much easier to slide a brick underneath another brick to set up those combos. The colorized version is very good. As I said earlier, if you want to play this game, you can get it right now for your 3DS, $5. I think it's $5. It might be $7, because it's a Game Boy Color game. Nintendo is, I know, Nintendo, even on their digital games, is expensive. But it's worth playing. It's a really good puzzle game. If you carry your DS with you a lot, you could, do a lot worse for that $5. Let's take care of this Pidgey here. The exclamation point bricks are a little bit different. They're like power bricks, so when you do one of those, it just drops a 7-stack garbage brick on your opponent. If you can do more than 4, it does a lot of damage. Yeah, there we go. Probably could have done more if I had been paying more attention. Yeah, good job, Pikachu. Nice. I would very much like to see them return to the Puzzle League with either Pokemon or with Yoshi. I think this is an underrated title in Nintendo's back catalog. Nope, didn't get an extra trainer. So let's see, this is Bugsy, so we'll use Cyndaquil. We'll just do one more battle, what the heck. With all these games, though, you can't really complete the game until you beat it on at least hard mode, because you will not see all the bosses. The game will stop you and tell you to come back once you've gotten a little bit stronger, which is kind of annoying, but it's fun. You know, what can I say? It's still fun. It's all about improving and getting better and going for those bigger scores. Oh, shoot. Could have gotten a big multiplier. Difference with the difficulties is pretty much that the computer just gets to attack you more often. There we go. We'll get rid of all these bricks here. Let's see. I'm going to set up a combo here. There we go. This should be a decent combo. ×4 at least. Nice. Maybe that'll be enough to unlock a new Pokemon. And the conditions for unlocking different Pokemon vary. There are also baby Pokemon you can get by playing Marathon mode a particular way. But those are only available to use in Marathon mode, which is kind of weird, but whatever. There we go. Nice. Using a Kakuna in a Pokemon battle. What a scrub. Let's see if I unlock the new Pokemon. Yes, I did, because it's not letting me skip. So, perfect. So, because I beat him with a certain condition met, I get to... Yep, here we go. Swimmer. I can do quadruple chains. Big deal, you say? Well, that's it. Alright, so we gotta fight this guy. So if we beat him, we should unlock a new Pokemon. Let's see what we get for our trouble. Oh, Meryl. Okay, so if we beat this guy, we'll get Meryl. Wish me luck. I don't think the difficulty changes for, you know, unlocking new Pokemon. I think it's always set to normal. But don't quote me on that. This guy does like his chains, doesn't he? Alright, we can do this. We can launch our own ×4 chain. Yeah, there we go. On the Super Nintendo version, you can actually block garbage with your own combos, which is, you know, always useful in a puzzle game. Ah, shoot. Oh geez, he's getting ready to launch a super attack. It's not over yet. There we go. Just gotta keep hammering away. I'm going for it. We want this Meryl. Yeah, he's gonna launch a big combo attack, I can feel it. And this is the name of the game. This is a good way to see what a multiplayer game is typically like. It's all about overwhelming your opponent with garbage. Here we go, we can set up a ×2 right now. Ah. Couldn't quite get a good enough thing going here. We might be able to do some chip damage. Bring that star brick down, there we go. Yeah, don't be afraid about using your opponent's garbage against them. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're close. Oh, jeez. I need something. I need to get something going here. Yeah, there we go. I think we're gonna get it. Yeah, we beat him. So, for our trouble, we get a Meryl. The guy is so disillusioned that we beat him in a Pokemon battle that he gives us his Pokemon as recompense. I think I used all those words correctly. Be kind to my Meryl. What kind of world is this? Oh, you beat me. Take my Pokemon. I don't know if you're a good person or not. Just take it. You might have also noticed the background is Johto back there, which is pretty neat. I think it's also... Is it just Johto or Kanto? No, it's just Johto. So yeah, now we can use Meryl as one of our Pokemon, but I think this video has gone on long enough, so Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, you can get this on the 3DS eShop, well worth the money. If you want to track down the Tetris Attack Yoshi version for your Game Boy, highly recommend it. Really good puzzle game, if you have the means to anyway. And then the Super Nintendo one as well. Really good multiplayer game. If you got somebody to play with, whether it's on the Switch or on Super Nintendo, highly recommend it. I can't recommend it enough. Really great multiplayer game overall. But that is going to conclude our video for today. Thank you very much for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this where I look at multiple versions, I'll be happy to do them. Leave a comment. I'd be happy to, see what you have to say. So once again, I thank you, and you have a good rest of your day. Hey, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and share on social media. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next game.